All right, let's dive into something that, let's be honest, we've probably all dealt with. We're putting together a kind of survival guide, a playbook, not for sports, but for the modern office. We're going to talk about those subtle, kind of invisible games that people play at work so you can see them coming and handle them like a pro.
And this quote, it really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We're not talking about big, loud arguments. Nope. We're talking about those quiet, little undermining moves that make you feel, well, confused, maybe even making you second-guess yourself. It's because they're so subtle that they're so effective.
Oh, you know the one I'm talking about. The email is addressed to you, but your boss, your boss's boss, and half the department are CC'd. It's all phrased so politely, right? Just a friendly reminder, but the subtext, what it really feels like, is a direct hit on your competence. It's so frustrating, and it is a classic move.
And right there, that's the aha moment. What you just experienced wasn't just some colleague having a bad day. No, it was a tactic, a deliberate one. The second you can put a name to it, like the email sniper, you start to take the power back. It's the very first step to shutting it down. So let's decode these tactics. We're going to pull these behaviors out from the shadows and give them a name because, once you can actually name something, you can start to deal with it.
So here's what we're really talking about. These shadow games, they absolutely thrive in that gray area. They look like normal work stuff, sending an email, giving some feedback, but the real goal is to chip away at you. And that's exactly why it's so easy to feel like you're just being sensitive or overreacting when you're actually just picking up on that hidden agenda.
And the email sniper? Oh, they're not alone. You've got the blame transfer, where suddenly someone else's mistake is all your fault. Or the credit snatcher, who casually presents your brilliant idea as their own. And of course, the good old silent treatment, used to isolate you. You starting to see a pattern here?
Okay, so how do you defend yourself against all this? Well, our first play is all about defense. It's a really powerful strategy called the Gray Rock Method, and it's all about strategically checking out.
The goal here is actually pretty simple. You starve them of the drama they're looking for. People who do this stuff often feed on an emotional reaction. They want to see you frustrated, angry, or defensive. So by becoming a gray rock, you give them nothing. You just become boring to them.
Let's see how this works in the wild. The typical response is emotional, right? It's exactly what they want. But the gray rock response, it's factual, it's calm, and it gives them absolutely zero emotional ammo to work with. See the difference? You're not being a doormat. You're just making yourself impenetrable.
And here's the psychology behind why this is so effective. People who play these games are often powered by their own drama-seeking needs. Your emotional reaction is like fuel for them. So if they get no reaction, no drama, well, they get bored, and they'll eventually move on to find an easier target. You literally win by refusing to play their game.
A strong defense is one thing, but you also need a good offense. This next strategy is all about proactively protecting your work, your ideas, and your reputation by creating a record of the facts. It's time to build your paper trail.
And let's be super clear about this. This isn't about walking around the office being paranoid or distrusting everyone. Not at all. This is about being professionally smart. It's about making sure your hard work and your agreements are documented and can't be twisted later. It's just creating proof.
So how do you do it? It's a really simple three-step habit. First, you have the conversation like you normally would. Second, right after, you send a quick, friendly follow-up email. Something simple like, hey, great chat, just confirming we agreed on A, B, and C. And third, that's it. That email is now your factual, time-stamped record of what happened.
And what exactly should you be putting in these emails? Keep it focused, keep it factual. Things like key decisions, project deadlines, who's responsible for what, and the agreed-upon next steps. This simple habit becomes a shield that makes it almost impossible for a credit snatcher to steal your work, or for a blame transfer to pin something on you.
Okay, so let's bring these two plays together, because this is about a whole new mindset. When you combine the defensive Gray Rock method with the proactive paper trail, you completely change your position in the game. You stop being a potential victim, and you become a strategic player who gets it.
When you really boil it all down, it comes back to just two core strategies for your playbook. Your defense is the Gray Rock method, staying cool and unbothered. Your offense is the paper trail, building a record of the facts. That's it. Simple, but incredibly powerful when you use them together.
I mean, just look at the contrast between these two approaches. The old way is feeling confused and stressed, reacting with your emotions, and kind of just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
The Smart Player way? You see the tactic for what it is, you respond strategically, not emotionally, and you build your case with cold, hard facts. It's a complete power shift.
And this is so important to remember. This whole playbook isn't about sinking to their level or playing dirty. It's about understanding the unspoken rules so that you can play fair, with confidence, and make sure your hard work is always protected.
So we've laid out the plays. The playbook is officially in your hands. You now have the tools to spot these shadow games and, more importantly, to respond to them effectively. The only question left is, what's the first move you're going to make?